Most people go to the gym for two reasons. Number one, to lose fat, and number two, to gain muscle. They want to change their form, so they go to the gym to change their function. They lift more weights, they do cardio. They do more movement. So this course is about how to get the most out of your time in the gym, to lose more fat and gain more muscle faster and safer than you ever have before. If you practice with movement quality, your ability to gain muscle and lose fat will go way up.
There are strength schools and movement schools out there to where their entire curriculum is based around tension. I've got a couple questions for you. When you lift weights, are you trying to get as tense as you can get, or are you trying to move as much weight as you can move? Tension isn't the goal, movement is. Most people don't hold themselves in neutral alignment. They may be out of alignment. So in order to get into neutral alignment, they have to use some of the elements of effort. And this is highly counterproductive. Instead of getting into the perfect posture, move towards a more perfect posture. Now, as you can see, Bonnie's shoulders depressed and retracted a bit. So what that tells us is when she is on a bench, her shoulders have a tendency to elevate and to protract. We're doing an overhead press. At this point, is there anything wrong with scapular elevation? Well, is there anything wrong with an overhead shrug? Remember, if you're going to train the body in all available ranges of motion under proportionate load. There's no need to immobilize the scapula. The scapula was designed to move. There is no movement that's inherently bad for the body to make. What makes a movement bad is if it's unnecessary, unintentional, or if the load used is disproportionate. Some of the more common lunges are generally a mixed lunge, a flat foot and a ball of foot. But could you bilaterally be on the balls of your feet? Sure. Could you bilaterally be on the flats of your feet? Yes. And you can introduce varying levels of abduction and adduction, as well as weight distribution anteriorly, posteriorly, or even laterally. Now there's a huge stigma against loading the lumbar spine in flexion, and with good reason. Under flexion, the lumbar spine is at an extreme mechanical disadvantage. But if you're going to look at load distribution, you have to look at it from a whole body perspective.
As an industry, we've adopted this internal system of cueing. Tighten the abs, flare your lats, tighten the glutes. You won't see this in any other athletic endeavor. So should we use this in gym movement? Observation and research have proven that a muscular focus is less effective and less efficient. Think of cueing in terms of movement. It's as simple as moving from point A to point B. Movement can be led from anywhere. The three most common for twist are the hands, the hips, and the feet. The two big goals in the gym are to gain muscle and to lose fat. So how do you do that? Well, the first thing is to make your movement specific. You want your gym movement to be as body specific and as goal specific as possible. What do we mean by body specific? Well, too often we shape the body after exercises instead of shaping exercises after the body. The body has many available ranges of motion. Unfortunately, they're not all trained in the gym. If you're going to load your body, over time proportionately load all the available ranges of motion. If you don't, you're going to create imbalances in your body. You need to know the nuts and the bolts of the program, the weight, the reps, the sets, and the rest periods. We have become too accustomed to following external programming. We follow everything from ironclad ideologies and fitness trends to complicated periodization schemes, all the while ignoring everything that our body is telling us about what to do in the gym. The two most common tests that we use are the reach test, which is shoulder flexion, and then the touch test, where we're testing spinal and hip flexion.
Second width, and now we're going to test hip external and internal rotation. So Tommy, let's go ahead and externally rotate. And let's test the movement. So if you saw how fast that went for Tommy, let's see what that means about his test. So as you can see, that width with external rotation actually tested the best. So that's what we're going to use for Tommy's exercise. So let's see if we can actually increase the weight. So Tommy's going to do the same motion with the 32 kg kettlebell. So as you can see, Tommy actually lost range of motion. So for this workout, he's going to be using the 24 kg kettlebell. So now we're going to determine about how many reps Tommy's going to do per set. So we're going to watch Tommy do his deadlifts. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen to see if it gets louder, or we're going to look to see if it gets slower. That's going to be sort of our first inclination that things are heading in the wrong direction. If I notice tension or any of the other elements of effort, that doesn't mean I stop my set. I only stop my set when I predict I can no longer correct my mistakes. So you don't stop when your form fails, you stop before your form fails. Tommy's going to know it's time to start another set whenever his range of motion returns to normal. And as you can see, Tommy's range of motion, or his best range of motion, hasn't returned yet, so he needs to rest a little bit longer. And as you can see, you can relax. His range of motion has returned to normal. It's time to start his next set. Last time he did deadlifts with a 24 kg. So today, no improvement because he's still using the 24 kg, but that's okay. He can still make progress. Last time he did 40 reps, so today he would intend to do more than 40 reps. But even if he doesn't get in 40 reps, last time he did it in 20 minutes, if he can do it in less than 20 minutes, he's still made progress. Don't get attached to making progress in one direction. Move forward in any direction you can, because moving forward is getting better. And remember, better is better.
It doesn't matter what your movement goal is. The program or the formula is the same. Practice tested, quality movement with varying degrees of specificity as often as possible. And if you follow this simple formula, you can reach your movement goals, no matter what they are. Remember, if you follow any program above your body's own feedback, your progress will slow and you'll be on the path to injury.